Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today I have the Navage Nasal Care System. Um, if you're kind of familiar with neti pots, it's kind of like a neti pot like on steroids. The thing is like so much more, I guess, powerful, has better suction. Obviously, when you're using a neti pot, you're just draining it through your nose. This actually has a powered suction capacity, and I ended up buying this because I ended up getting like a sinus infection, and the neti pot, when I was pouring water through the nasal passage, it just wasn't getting all that mucus and stuff out. So I ended up buying this on a whim just to try to see the difference. And boy, let me tell you, what a big difference. The ability to run a large amount of water in a short amount of time is exactly what you need to kind of clear out, especially when you got like a sinus infection or the allergies and you're getting all like that mucus and stuff built up. Anyway, this is the box that it comes in. So it's got like a user guide on it, and this is basically all the corners of the box. And in this system, you actually, I've opened this already, so that does come wrapped in plastic. And you do get, in this kit, you get 3 things of salt pods that it operates on, which is pretty cool. And then this is how the extra nose piece comes wrapped. So you get 2 of them. And then this is the system itself. And also in the box you get a cleaning utensil that comes in there, and then you get some directions and other offers that they have. So basically, take it out with plastic, and then it has a little instruction thing here about using the salt pods. Take that off, and we'll put the extra salt pods away. And let me just run you through the whole system real quick to give you kind of like a quick overview. So you have, it has a way to lock it. So if you turn it this way, this is your collection chamber. And then you're basically lining that up on the bottom. And then you can hear it clicking in place, letting you know that's locked. And then the top, this is where you put your water in. Same thing, it locks down. And then this is your salt pod chamber. And what you do is you want to fill it to this line with warm water is what I usually use. So we'll just fill that up. So that's your fill line. And then you grab one of your salt pods. These are really handy. So that's all it is. And then you are basically putting the foil side down, and you basically place it like that. And then you're pushing this down, and then what it does is it injects a saline solution into your water. And what I usually do is kind of just give it a couple flicks with your wrist to kind of mix it all up. And then this is the nose piece. And believe it or not, I had a lot of trouble figuring this out in the beginning. You actually have, if you can kind of see, you have a little cavity here on that nose piece. And then here, you want to match those 2 sides up, because that's how the water is going to flow. I mistakenly, the first time I had used it, I put it on the other side, and it seemed like the device wasn't working, but that's the reason why. So you line that cavity up with this, and then you're basically good to go. Now, a couple things I've noticed: when you can put this, I guess, like too far up your nasal cavity, and you won't get the proper water flow and the suction. It does go pretty fast. So if it's moving on the slow side, there's 2 reasons for it. Either you don't have these positioned right in your nasal cavity, or you are really clogged up, and you're probably going to have to do this maybe once or twice to make sure that you're completely clear. This is your button on the side that makes the water flow, and I'll give you an example of how that flows out. So you can see how that water kind of flows out of this piece, and then that's going to be the suction side. So it's pretty neat. And then, anyway, you're basically just putting it in your nose, lining it up, and pressing a button. And water is going to pour out of your nose, so make sure you have a tissue available. But that's basically it. So that's your collection chamber, and you'll get like any sort of mucus or dirt and grime in there. So you unlock it, and then you want to rinse this out really well. You can use some mild soap in there to clean that. And then this top part comes undone, and same thing, you can rinse it. And this part I probably wouldn't use any soap on, but make sure you clean it and dry it really well, because it is going to be going through your nose at some point. And then you pop this open, and then that is your old salt pod. And then that's good. Make sure this is your battery compartment under here. So it's going to have batteries in it already. It also has an 800 number. If you need any help from them, you can give them a call. But you have these two screws, and then your batteries are basically underneath there. I believe it's 2 AAAs are what you need. And I've used this probably a dozen times already. And as you can tell, the batteries are still going strong. And then you want to disconnect your nose piece. Pour excess water out. And same thing. Rinse this thoroughly. And let everything dry out completely before your next use. Anyway, Brian from Garage Hall, that is your Navage nasal care system. And this thing is absolutely awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be safe out there.